What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. So the saga continues for basketball phenom Dior Johnson, who was one time committed to Oregon, committed to Syracuse, was a part of the University of Pittsburgh's men's basketball team. Notably, he was kicked off the team. We all know the story. We'll dive into that a little bit. But he's on his last chance vibes now. He's out at Clarendon College, a JUCO out in Texas. Made his debut earlier this week, getting buckets per usual. If you're familiar with his resume, you already know the vibes. So he's on his last chance and we're hoping that it pans out. It's good to see that he's in a position where he can just get back to playing basketball, because the situation at Pitt was mad messy. And it's a tragic to see when young talent is wasted. So I'm glad to see that he is playing basketball, and hopefully this opportunity gets him back on the right track, right? But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get back to business. Let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So Johnson was arrested for his involvement in a domestic violence case that took place in Oakland last September. He was accused of holding a woman against her will at an apartment, slapping and punching her in the face into a bed, making it difficult for her to breathe. After nearly a month-long investigation, Johnson was charged with aggravated assault, strangulation, unlawful restraint, simple assault, and false imprisonment, and suspended indefinitely from the basketball team after all that went down at Pitt. In December, Johnson pled guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of simple assault and strangulation and was sentenced to 1 year of probation. He was reinstated at Pitt following his sentencing and returned to practice, but did not play for the remainder of the season. He did end up redshirting, and all reports are saying that was his decision. Now, after that, he was able to come back to the basketball team and travel with them to a road trip in Spain, a 10-day trip where they went to go play international competition, and he was expected to be the starting point guard for this group. The team returned, and then suddenly on a Friday night, the announcement came out that Johnson had not only been sidelined on the team, but he also had been kicked out of the school completely. And people were thinking it was the new chancellor that he had that was trying to make an example out of Johnson, because Coach Jeff Capel was not for him getting kicked off the team and still expressed a lot of love for him and wished him the best when asked about the situation. Now, they say that the investigation was continuous the whole time that he was on campus. So it was just a result of him. He still was an active student. So after the investigation concluded, that's when they brought the hammer down and made their decision. And he did appeal it. The appeal did not go his way, and he was ousted from the school. It made headlines. You've heard the story. And after Pitt, he's got an opportunity now on his last chance vibes to play at Clarendon JUCO. And this is a JUCO out of Texas, successful program. They won 25 games last year. So he's coming into a situation where, they got a expectation of competing and winning games and playing hard. Now, it's been a lot of jumps for Johnson, man. We're talking about a kid that committed to 3 different colleges, played at 10 different high schools. The talent has never been called into question. It's more of a character thing. And we've seen players go back down to JUCO, get humbled, get back to the beginnings, and learn how to put the main thing again, which is basketball. So in the debut, seeing from the highlights, it's business as usual. He's out there showing that explosive ability to get to the cup, get to his spots, just nasty pull-up jumper, off the dribble ISO, man. The kid's going to be unguardable in this league. I wouldn't be surprised if he's averaging 20 or 30. And just his ability to read the floor, and initiate contact and finish through contact, man. Like, just a true dog and a true natural bucket getter. And he was a kid that a lot of people saw a future in the NBA for. And that's still not out of the question, man. He gets a chance to go reinvent himself at this JUCO. You know, lay low, let the pressure and the headlines and the fire kind of cool down a little bit, reinvent himself, and then get recruited and go through the process all over again. So I'm sure we'll see him in a year or two, you know, at a Division I school, getting the opportunity to put his talents on display on the big stage. But it's been a long saga for Johnson, man, and it's been some ups and downs. And the good thing is, after the whole situation happened at Pitt, you know, Coach Capel spoke highly of him. They brought him back. They felt good about him being a part of the team, and they talked about how much that he had just changed as a person and matured. So, you know, it was a tough situation seeing him be reinstated and come back to school, and then, you know, this investigation takes months, and, you know, he comes back, goes on the road trip, does this thing, and then comes back and finds out he's kicked off the team. I mean, it's tough, you know. It's a tough situation. And hey, I make no excuses. If he's guilty of what they're accusing, hey, he's lucky to be playing ball at all. You know what I'm saying? But we do know where his next stop is. It will be at Clarendon JUCO out in Texas. And we'll be looking to see the latest with Dior Johnson, man. I'll make sure to keep y'all posted. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, man. Holler at your boy and let me know what y'all think, man. How's this going to play out? Will we see him at the Division I level, at the NBA level? Y'all holler at me. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV, your host. This is Live with Brandon Blakeney. Till next time, we out.